Hey guys, how are you? Dan Molloy here. The very serious video. No, I'm joking with you. My creative team and my video team asked me to do a video titled, "Who is Dan Molloy? Who am I in the matter?" So I said, okay, right away. I said, yeah, I'll do that. And I was thinking about it. I go, okay, this is an interesting challenge, but I'm going to go for it here with you. And I'm just going to share and talk from the heart, you know, about the tire industry. I'm in the process of changing the tire industry. I've developed a program, a process, and it works, right? And that's what this whole, you know, the plan detail is all about. But we're changing companies from being price-driven, data-driven companies, hyper-focused on information and data, and especially price, to being hyper-focused on commitment. That's the game, the best I can see. And the results are in. I mean, you look at the results for Danny Smith and many of our other clients. Danny's up, he followed the plan, and he's up 57% in 2.5 years without spending more on advertising and marketing. So it's been a huge, huge bonus. And so we want to get the word out because we are literally here to help dealers. Now, well, that's absolutely true and factual. What I want to do is share with you how I came up with, who am I in the matter? How did I come up with this plan, this process? And I'll share a little bit about my life. I grew up in post-World War II America. I had a good home, good parents, etc. Went to good schools, public schools, some private schools, Catholic high school, regional high school. Went to a good college in New York City. High school was very challenging for me, very tough for me as a young boy, going from this small, very small town into this big regional high school, trying to fit in and with the peer pressure and everything. And then at 18, 1969, I went off to college. New York City, went to a really good college in New York City. And I want to digress a little bit because I want to talk about addictive behavior. It's been very important for me, and I think it's important for a lot of people to see this. Had a big impact on my life. We started drinking as kids at 17, right? We'd go out and get some beer and go out and hang out with the guys, right? In college, in 1969, at the age of 18, it was legal to drink in New York City, so it was game on. So I got involved heavily in smoking cigarettes at the age of 18, drinking excessively on a regular basis, and experimenting with drugs, right? That's when it all started. It was the 60s, after all, New York City, right? Party time. So anyway, after 4 years, the die was set, really, you know, and I was heavily involved in all of that stuff, getting high on a regular daily basis, drinking, smoking cigarettes, and it wasn't good. But anyway, so I married my college sweetheart. I'm madly in love with this woman. And it lasted 4.5 years. And I look back on it now, and I could see why she left me for another guy. It was very simple, because I was out of control in my life. Nothing in my life was really in, you know, I didn't have control of anything, and I suffered with that too. So there's lots of suffering and lots of failures going on in my life as a young man, okay? Fast forward a few years, 1980, I meet a fellow by the name of Fernando Flores. And Flores was interesting. He started to teach me about life, and he started to teach me about communication. And who was he? He was a civil engineer. He was a philosopher, and he was an economist. He was the economics minister for the entire country of Chile. He ran the economy for the country. His boss was Salvador Allende. Anyway, I'm not going to get to Fernando's story. You can Google him, Fernando Flores, and you'll read all about him. Very interesting guy. He became my mentor. And he started to teach me about life and started to teach me about communication, the role of communication in life. And I went on a six-year journey with him. He was my teacher. He was my mentor. and my coach. And he taught me. He taught me about language and communication, and I studied. I took it very seriously because, you know, one of my philosophies is that the breakdowns in life cause opportunities. And I was such a mess. I was such a mess back then that I was looking for something. And I found Fernando happened to show up for me. It made a huge, huge, huge difference. So I used what he taught me in my personal life as an athlete, right? I changed my ways. I quit drinking and smoking and carrying on and doing drugs and all that. But as an athlete, I used the principles of communication to become an all-American triathlete. True. Represent Team USA in World Championships. I finished in 6th place in the entire world in 2011. I used what he taught me to raise $50 million to buy a company from British Petroleum called ProCare out in Ohio. 1998 we closed on that business. All of a sudden, overnight, I had this huge company I was a partner in. I used what he taught me. I've been married successfully. We have a wonderful marriage to Doreen for 25 years, right? Starting Molloy Sales Development Group 18 years ago, using the same principles. As a matter of fact, my business is built on these principles that I teach. One other thing, just on a personal note, I use these same principles to become the front man in a rock tribute to Eric Clapton. It's true, we do that right now. So life has changed, and so what I do is I teach people these principles that I learned, right? Principles that I'm sure that most people have never, ever been taught. That's why I'm on the planet, to teach this stuff. So I'll share with you a little bit about it right now, okay? Above the line, below the line, about communication. Above the line is your life. This is everything in your life, your business life, right? Here's your business over here. Here's your family. Here's all your income, right? Here's all the relationships you have with your employees. Here's the relationships you have with your family members in your community, right? Absolutely everything. Here's your fitness, your health. Here's how much you weigh, what kind of shape you're in. Everything in your life is above the line. Every result. Absolutely everything is above the line. What's below the line is language and communication. And this is right out of the Flores handbook. Every result in life, everything is tied to how we communicate. Most people don't look at that. As a businessman, I'm certain you look up here, here's your revenue numbers, here's your KPIs, right? Here's your P&L, here's all your financial reports, all up here, above the line. Like I said, every result is above the line. How much your company is growing, everything is above the line. The results are produced down by the language. This drives everything. There's nothing up here that's not tied to down here. Yet nobody looks at this. We didn't look at it well, here's what happens. Watch. You guys, the owner-operators that are watching this video, go out and spend, you want to invest some money into advertising because you want to improve your business, and you plunk it right here above the line. But you don't look at this at all. You don't look at the language. It's the language that produces everything. Watch, here's another way to look at it from a business point of view. This bottom box, which is the foundation, is kind of like a filter. Here's all your customers down here, right? The customers have conversations in language. This is your sales team right here. These are your customer service people. This is all your employees. This is your business here, right? The language that they use here acts like a filter. All your results pass through this. But you never look at this. Don't know how to assess it. Don't know how to look at it. This is what we do. This is my world. So from a business perspective, looking at this simple model, the game is if you want to grow your business dramatically, you got to work on two pieces of the puzzle, right? One is the language and the communication down here, right? And then focus money on the advertising and the marketing. It doesn't work so good in reverse. If you just pour money into advertising and marketing without focusing any attention at all on the language and the communication, right? So that's number one. Number two, I'm really, really, really passionate about working with people on their personal power, because I know that the personal power is tied to the language and communication. And we got to develop the personal power to really maximize the results in the business. You know, so what do we do? How do we do that? Well, we teach simple distinctions about communication and about where personal power comes from. So when I lead a class, I always ask two questions of individuals. Could be there's 40 or 50 people in the room, right? And I ask two important questions. One is, who here in the room would like to lead a powerful life while you're here on the planet? Who wants to do that? Please raise your hands. Every hand always goes up. Everybody I've ever asked this question, nobody's ever not raised their hand. Everybody wants to be powerful while they're here on the planet. The second question is, is the clincher. I say, all right, great, that's fabulous. You want to be powerful. Let me ask you this question. In your whole life, in your entire life, since you've been on the planet, has anybody ever come to you? I'm talking about a teacher, a parent, a neighbor, a mentor, your priest, rabbi, your minister, any friend of yours, anybody. Did anybody ever come to you and say to you, if you want to lead a powerful life, if you want to maximize your power while you're here on the planet, this is exactly what you need to know. This is what you need to know. And I asked them that same question. The answer is always no. Nobody ever came to me. Nobody ever shared. No teacher. Nobody ever told me. Same thing for me. I was left to figure it out, and I know you are left to figure it out on your own. Until now. Because I'm showing you. I'm going to teach you. This is what my work is about. This is what my power sales training is all about. This is what my language of commitment program is all about. About teaching people the distinctions, right? The linguistic tools needed to generate your best self, needed to generate personal power while you're here on the planet. That's the game for me. And so I love it working with individuals. Right? So here, the goal with companies, like I said, is focus on the language, drive the business, right? Two-step process. With people, the game is to teach people how to become, I can help you with that, commitment-based human beings. How to become, I can help you with that, commitment-making machines. And here's why. I've learned over the last almost 40 years since I first met Flores, and all of the work I've done with companies over the last 20 years, I've learned that the source of your personal power, the source of personal power in general, lies in your ability to articulate your commitment to help people. That's why I always talk about I can help you, I can help you, I can help you. That's declaring I can help you to somebody else is the first move in making a commitment to take care of them. The source of your personal power, again, lies in your ability to articulate your commitment to help other people. Right? Another way of saying it is this. If you can't articulate your commitment, if you can't articulate your commitment about what you're up to in life, not possible to become powerful. Just not possible. So again, the game for all your employees, the game for you, the game for me, everybody is to articulate your power to help other people. And that's what I'm on the planet to do. That's what I'm on the planet to do for for companies and their employees, and obviously individuals. So we're back to the original question again. Who is Dan Molloy? And this is me. This is what I'm committed to. I've been through a lot in my life. I lead an interesting life right now. The breakdowns have led to enormous opportunities. And we literally are changing industries right now, and changing people, and changing companies. And we're taking them, we're changing them from being hyper-focused on information and data. Nothing wrong with information and data. It's a part of business, right? But the point is, shouldn't be the main focus. The main focus in business, the main focus for individuals should be one of commitment, becoming commitment-oriented. And we proved it with in the white paper, in the plan detail that you've gotten, right? And we prove it every day with our clients we work on. So that's it for right now for Dan. And I thank you for watching this video, and hope to see you in some of my classes. Peace.